Good evening. This is Santa Claus on October 30th, 2025, bringing you today's stories as the world prepares for the festive season that's just around the corner. On this historic day, I'm reminded that 64 years ago, the Tsar Bomba was detonated by the Soviet Union, a sobering reminder of humanity's tremendous power and our responsibility to use our capabilities for peace rather than destruction. Encouraging news comes from Asia today, where President Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping have agreed to a one-year trade truce, rolling back tariffs that had threatened to deepen economic tensions between these two great nations. How wonderful to see leaders finding common ground rather than building walls between their peoples. It appears this meeting in Busan has produced the gift of economic stability for millions of workers and families on both sides of the Pacific. I'm particularly heartened to hear that the TikTok transfer agreement has received Chinese approval, according to Treasury Secretary Besant, bringing resolution to an issue affecting many young people's favorite platform. Meanwhile, across the globe in the Netherlands, we're witnessing democracy in action with a tight election between Rob Jetten's centrist Liberals and Geert Wilders' party. The Dutch people have spoken at the ballot box, showing us once again that every voice matters in shaping a nation's future. Turning our attention to workers in America's heartland, my heart grows heavy learning that General Motors plans to lay off thousands of workers in Michigan, Tennessee, and Ohio. These hardworking souls facing uncertainty deserve our compassion and support during this difficult time. Remember, my friends, that behind every economic statistic are real families with presents to buy and tables to fill. Let us hold these communities in our hearts and pray that new opportunities spring forth for them. On a more concerning note, President Trump has directed the Pentagon to test nuclear weapons for the first time since 1992. As someone who has witnessed generations of children dreaming of peace, I must confess this news brings worry to my heart. Let us all pray for wisdom among world leaders, that they might find paths toward security without rekindling the fearsome nuclear competition of days past. In Italy, Prime Minister Meloni's judicial reform has passed the Senate, though it still faces a referendum next spring. The Italian people will have the final say on this significant change to their justice system, a reminder that in democracies, the greatest gift is the voice of the people themselves. Over in Israel, tens of thousands of ultra-Orthodox citizens are gathering in Jerusalem to protest military draft requirements. This difficult situation highlights the challenge of balancing religious freedom with shared responsibility, especially during times of conflict. May compassion and understanding guide all involved toward a solution that honors both tradition and the needs of the broader community. In South Korea, President Trump has announced approval for that nation to build a nuclear-powered submarine, another significant change in military technology sharing that will surely ripple through international relations in the region. And finally, my friends, a sobering report on the network smuggling dangerous drugs like fentanyl into the United States from Latin America. These substances bring such sorrow and suffering to families across the nation. Let us remember those struggling with addiction this season, offering them not judgment, but the gifts of understanding, support, and hope for recovery. As we reflect on these stories tonight, I'm reminded that in times of division and challenge, the most precious gifts we can share are compassion, understanding, and kindness toward one another. From my workshop at the North Pole to your homes around the world, this is Santa Claus wishing you peace and goodwill on this October evening.